And 911, what's the location of your emergency?
I just woke up because my mom came in screaming and yelling. She's bleeding. My dad's out here laying on the ground and he just got stabbed.
Your dad just got stabbed?
Yeah, I don't
Okay, is your dad breathing?
I don't think so.
And he's in the front yard?
No, he's laying down the road.
He's in the road?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think he's alive.
This video, provided by a neighbor, shows a threatening man. He's seen walking past a home holding an axe.
No, baby, no!
Did your mom say who stabbed him? Hey, I know you're upset. Did your mom say who stabbed him?
Mom!
Okay, hon, what's your name?
Carl.
Okay, Carl, give me 1 second. We're getting help on the way.
Police and paramedics race through a sleepy Paducah suburb. When they arrive at the scene, it's too late. Carl's father is already dead.
When I first got the call, it was approximately 5 o'clock in the morning. My sergeant called me, notifying me that there were 2 victims of stab wounds. He indicated that the 2 people were husband and wife, and that the husband was deceased. For Paducah, Kentucky, 2 victims of stab wounds, that's extremely uncommon.
The murder victim is 56-year-old Robert Penn. His wife, who survived the attack, 41-year-old Coquina Penn.
Several detectives were there processing the crime. I had been provided details that there was a lot of blood at the scene, and I was expecting traumatic injuries.
When Detective Steenbergen arrives, the victim's body has already been removed by the coroner.
The atmosphere of the scene when I arrived was very somber. Not only myself, but EMTs, fire department personnel, everybody that responded to the scene was shocked at the level of brutality used against him.
And then when we got here, he's laying down, but he's got like cuts on his wrists.
Whomever inflicted this level of injury to Robert Penn is an extreme danger to our community and needs to be located as quickly as possible.
Everyone in the house.
Coquina, who suffered knife wounds, has been taken to the hospital.
Okay, yeah.
Coquina Penn had stated that she and Robert took a walk during the early morning hours, and there was a wooded area that had a bridge. As they were walking, someone out of nowhere attacked them. Was that person just randomly attacking people? And where is that person? And are any of us in danger? So, my anxiety was up there.
County Coroner Amanda Melton was one of the first called to the scene.
When I arrived, we had some complications removing him. Just the fact of the wounds and the injuries, the blood loss. He was a very large in size man, and he had plunging knife wounds into his rib area. He had wounds to his arms that were deep. He had a laceration across his abdomen that was penetrating, and it had caused his intestines to protrude on the exterior of his body. He had lacerations across his wrist. He had deep laceration across his neck. It was clear that Mr. Penn had suffered a very violent death.
So where's Bermuda?
I don't know who Coco is.
It's a friend of my family.
Where do they live at?
They live back here somewhere in one of these houses.
The attack happened just yards from Robert and Kokina's home.
Pretty sure the first cut occurred at the Red Bridge, but once he was here, and then blood going that way.
Okay. There were several patrolmen who were there to maintain the crime scene perimeter, and then we had detectives there that were looking for additional evidence and also photographing the crime scene.
Officers followed the route Kokina said she and her husband took on their early morning walk. They tracked traces of blood.
First drop of blood that is right here.
Okay.
Doing a buckle on it just to compare his DNA.
They had the canine units out in the woods nearby trying to detect a scent.
Our officers were also looking for any witnesses that might have heard a commotion, looked outside and saw any portion of what may have happened.
One neighbor reports speaking with Kokina immediately after the attack.
You said 4 in the morning.
It was about 4:30 around in there.
Who came knocking on the door?
Coco, I think is her name.
Okay. What did she say?
She just said she was just crying so hard, and I kept trying to ask her what happened, and she was just saying some big dude. That's all she said.
With no other witnesses to Robert's murder, Detective Steenbergen urgently needs to speak to Kokina.
Kokina Penn had been treated for 2 small cuts on her right hand, as well as a small stab wound in her back.
Processed by forensics, her clothes have been taken into evidence.
She agreed to travel from the hospital to the police department with one of our detectives.
Need a heat up on the coffee? You want some fresh coffee? I can make fresh.
No, just warm.
Just a warm up? Okay.
Is it Cocina or Kokina?
Kokina. I go by Coco if that makes it easier for y'all.
Okay. Well, what would you prefer me call you?
Coco.
Coco. That's what we can do then. I was initially trying to gather details about who this person was that attacked her and also brutally attacked and murdered her husband. She said that she and Robert had been out on a morning walk.
We went over there to look at the bridge like we normally do. We were just standing there kissing, and he said he would rather just go to the house this morning, and I said okay, and when he turned to walk that way, that's when that guy jumped out and grabbed a hold of him by his neck.
Did you hear him walking up or see him walking up?
No, it's like he was just there.
She stated that she couldn't see anything about this man, that he looked like a shadow.
He grabbed him like right as we went to walk off the bridge. And when I said it looked like he was choking, he grabbed his throat and was running how I run, and me and him both was running. And that's when I felt my collar of my shirt get pulled. That's all I felt though.
Okay. So when y'all were running, were you in front of your husband?
At first, yes.
Okay. You were
And then I turned around and he had been caught up when my husband was attacking him and had a knife. And I run back to try to grab the knife. Just when I tried taking the knife, I seen the blood and I passed out. I don't know anything after that. I wish I did.
Her account seemed believable, and she said that after she woke up, she learned that Mr. Penn's wallet had been taken and that their 2 cell phones had been taken.
Police combed the Penn residence for clues.
There's 2 buildings in the back, a car in the back.
When our investigators arrived at the home, they saw blood on the front door frame. Then they found blood on one of the kitchen cabinets.
Blood samples are sent for testing at the lab.
We had detectives looking for blood trails, looking for weapons that might have been used to commit this crime, looking at neighboring houses, buildings, looking for any people being on scene at the time of this crime.
Hello. How are you today?
Being a mostly residential area, our officers recognized that there was a high likelihood of seeing some doorbell cameras on a neighboring house.
You don't happen to have like any security cam footage or like ring door cameras or anything like that?
No, we were just talking about getting one.
I got one, but I ain't put it up.
Ain't put it up yet? Okay.
We were looking for cameras that would capture any aspect of Mr. and Mrs. Penn walking that morning and anybody else that may have been in the area. The hope is that we see this shadow man that Coquina Penn is describing caught on camera and that we're able to go arrest him.
The community reaction to the murder of Robert Penn was one of genuine shock. This is a small, quiet community. Most of the scuttlebutt that happens in the community is some sort of personal drama. If you hear about a burglary, okay, that's pretty common. If you hear about someone who stole a lawnmower, that's something that you might expect. When you hear about a murder, you don't expect that in any community, certainly in Western Kentucky. It's really unbelievable that a person could do this to another human being. Certainly, it was one of the most violent murders that had ever happened in the history of McCracken County.
My name is Tana Hopkins. My uncle, it's my mom's brother, is my Uncle Robert. My sister called me and told me that Uncle Robert had been killed on my birthday. It's gut-wrenching. He was fun. We were poor growing up, so he used to do things for us to have fun, and he's like a dad to me. I just always loved my Uncle Robert. As a loving, caring, nurturing man. He was always there for anybody that ever needed him, friends, family, blood or not. He didn't care. He always accepted everybody. He's a big guy, but he was sweet. Like, he didn't have a mean bone in his body. Total loss. Yeah, I'm gonna miss him.
As friends and family mourn Robert's death, his body is transported to the county coroner for autopsy.
It was a very violent death that he suffered. He had so many injuries that would have been lethal and deadly that it was hard to determine exactly which one was the fatal blow. Mr. Penn was a large, strong man. It was clear that his attack was sudden and unexpected. I do not think he had a chance to fight or defend himself. I believe he was incapacitated fairly quickly, which led me to believe that that was a premeditated attack on him. It just seemed like there was a motive involved that would have created, that type of anger.
Most of the time in a robbery case, the perpetrator is going to use the least amount of force possible to achieve a theft. It's an anomaly anywhere that someone would use that level of violence and brutality to achieve a robbery. Things were not making sense to me, so for those reasons, it was not adding up in my mind.
I first became aware of this case, like a lot of people in Paducah, hearing items on the news. This was a fairly horrendous, nasty homicide, and it attracted a fair amount of attention here locally. And when news like that hits, I always think, well, there's a possibility I'll be involved in the trial and litigation of this matter. Just how vicious and brutal the attack was. Obviously, someone wanted Robert Penn dead. The injuries to his face, the fact that he was disemboweled, almost decapitated. This was not a robbery. This was a crime of someone who knew the victim. It was personal.
We started entertaining the idea that someone personally knew the victim and did have animosity, some type of grudge.
Who could have a vendetta against him? Who could attack him that viciously and cause his death in that manner?
Listen to it. That's the way you know you've heard it. I've got some more quotes for it. Yeah, you've heard that.
Yeah, and that solidifies, like, you know for a fact.
Miss Penn described her husband as a big old teddy bear. She said that he was a con man. When asked if he had any enemies, she said that she wasn't aware of any. I still had several questions I wanted to ask Coquina. Any detail could be huge in an investigation of this magnitude. You know, our main priority is to figure out what happened and make sure we do right by your family and figure out who did this to your family. Okay. Was he hiding in that area or just happened to be?
There was no walking, there was no sound.
Okay.
He was just there. I don't know where he come from. He was just there. There was no footsteps, no nothing.
Okay. The more details we asked for, the more reluctant she was to give us details, to cooperate in the investigation. What was the first contact he made with your husband? Can you describe what that looked like?
It just looked like he jumped up on his back and had his hands on his neck. That's all I remember.
Okay. And what did your husband say or do?
Nothing. He hollered run.
Hollered run?
He hollered run, and that's what I did. We're not used to that kind of stuff.
Sure. I'm sure it's terrifying. So you were running
towards the house. We was running back home.
Okay. She at one point became kind of defensive and indicated that she didn't want to answer any of my questions.
I don't know why we're going back over this. I just don't know if my heart can handle this again.
But there may be something little that we can bring up that'll jog your memory. That was a huge red flag because I'm simply trying to identify her husband's murderer and her own attacker. So, what?
But he took off back across the bridge, though.
The guy that attacked you?
That attacked my husband and me, yes. He took off back across the bridge.
So after the attack was over, he
went back towards, like he was heading towards Emma Court.
Okay. The more I spoke to Coquina Penn, the more suspicious I became of her.
Officers searching the crime scene also questioned Coquina's story.
The canine didn't hit anything. There was no human scent on the other side of the bridge, where apparently this mysterious stranger had appeared. Therefore, nobody came from that area and attacked them when they were by the footbridge. There was nobody coming from the other side. Her story had no support from the facts.
Detectives decide to delve deeper into Coquina's relationship with Robert. They turn to social media for clues.
We didn't find a social media presence for Robert Penn, but we did find a social media presence for Coquina Penn. All the pictures that she had posted were of herself and grandchildren, but never a picture of her and Robert together.
I always thought they were good. She was nice. She was fun. They played with one another like, couples do. She took care of a lot of kids. They had a lot of kids. 20 years ago, a cousin of mine got them two together, and then Coquina was married to him. From my understanding, their relationship was very loving. They showed affection to each other. They just acted like a normal couple.
The absence of a picture of her and Robert on her social media suggested that maybe their relationship wasn't as close as people had thought. Maybe there were some issues or estrangement.
Officers canvassed the neighborhood, hoping to find home security footage. Anything that can shed light on the murder.
This is Casey Steenberg, and we're at Paducah Police Department. We're wondering if this records.
Yeah, I just had a guy stop by, another cop. He was undercover, I guess. He pulled up in a...
Real tall guy?
Yes, skinny.
Yeah.
I don't know if he had glasses.
And like crazy tall?
Yes, like
Yeah.
wicked tall.
Okay.
We reviewed the cameras with him, and I didn't have anything show up.
As the investigation continues, officers at Paducah's police station get an unexpected visit from a woman wanting to talk.
Right here is fine. Oh, you're good. Just go ahead and have a seat, and the chair is fine. And then someone's going to be in with you. Okay.
She had found out that Robert Penn had been murdered and felt the need to come forward and talk to investigators.
And what information do you have for me today?
William Tabor has been having an affair with Coco.
Discovering that Coquina Penn was having an affair was a huge deal in our investigation because that presented investigators with a motive.
William Tabor is well known to Paducah PD.
Knowing William Tabor's affiliations with known criminals, you can't help but entertain the possibility that maybe he was more involved in these events than simply just being Coquina Penn's lover.
William Tabor is the patriarch of a family that has substantial criminal history here in Paducah. You have to consider him a suspect because you've got a motive. When you fool around in someone's family, stupid things can happen.
We immediately sought out William Tabor, who was working in construction at that time. When approached by our investigators, he said, "Yeah, I think I know why y'all are here."
You're not in any trouble. You just need to help us.
He agreed to come back to the police department for an interview with our investigators.
No. Here you want. When did the affair start?
It was this year.
This year? Do you remember if it was the beginning of this year, summer?
No, it's more the beginning.
It was so important that he confirmed he was having an affair with Coquina Penn. But the biggest question was Tabor actually there when Robert was murdered?
Do you know her husband?
Yes,
Did he know about you
he's
guys?
really a good person.
He's a good person. Did he by any chance know about you and Coco? No.
They questioned Tabor in relation to where he put himself vis-a-vis the crime scene.
What time did you get home?
When last night? Around 5.
5 p.m. Did you stay at home the whole time?
No.
Okay. And then you stayed at your house until 5 a.m. the next morning. Okay. Was anyone there with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Tabor says he was at home with his girlfriend. If that checks out, he couldn't have killed Robert Penn. Then, Tabor makes a shocking claim.
She did come to my job one time to tell us all that she was tired of him. She liked for somebody to do away with him.
And so she came over, said she's tired of him, or someone would go over and get rid of him?
Well, she didn't really put it like that. It's just,
What words did she use?
Kind of like, I wish I knew somebody or y'all know somebody would go bump them off.
When I heard that statement, it showed that she had hatred towards Robert, that she loved William, wanted Robert out of the picture, and wanted to be with William Tabor.
Like I was telling him, when you go...
Officers seize Tabor's phone and find deleted texts from Coquina.
7 days. I think it's 10 days back from where we're at right now.
Okay, so we definitely need to work. Through a digital forensic examination of his phone, we found out that Coquina had sent him a text message which indicated that they spoke of moving to Florida together and used the words, "and he'll be gone," referring to Robert.
The motive? Yeah, she had the motive. She wanted him dead. She wanted to traipse off to Florida with her paramour.
The search for surveillance footage pays off when a neighbor hands over video from his doorbell cam.
Hey, I'm Case. I'm a detective with the police department. Okay. Did you get the videos?
I think Detective got them.
I've sent them to him.
Yeah, thank you for getting us that. The biggest question for me was, what is that video footage going to show? The hope is that it captures everything that happened. At the end of the day, you don't expect something like this to happen right in front of your house.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's going to be hugely helpful. As gruesome as it would be to watch, you hope that it would capture the totality of this attack.
While the footage is analyzed, Steenbergen tracks down William Tabor's girlfriend.
You're not, are you? You are?
I spoke to William Tabor's girlfriend to corroborate the affair that William was having with Coquina. Well, I don't think it's any secret at this point. There's been a murder.
That's not good.
Yeah,
That's not good at all.
The victim is Robert.
And see, I was going to talk to Robert.
Okay. Well, that's why we're here. That's what we like to talk about.
And I can vouch for my own man being here too.
Yeah, and that's something that we wanted to talk about. What was going on with Coco and William and Robert, and just kind of the dynamic of that. And then she showed me a text message that she had sent to Coquina, warning her that she was going to alert Robert of the affair if Coquina did not leave William Tabor alone.
I did send her a message. I did tell her that I was going to let her husband know. Mm-hmm. And 3 days later, this happened.
The text message from William Tabor's girlfriend to Coquina Penn was very likely the catalyst to this murder.
Boyfriend's girlfriend is going to go to Robert Penn and spill the beans. That establishes a lot.
Lights are red.
But rumors of an affair aren't enough to arrest Coquina. Steenbergen needs solid evidence, and the recently discovered doorbell footage could be a game changer.
The camera is pointed in the area that Coquina described that she and Robert ran from while the attack was occurring. The attack beginning off in the darkness here. In the darkness is the red footbridge.
No, baby, no!
This is sombering video for everyone to watch, especially the audio aspect.
No, baby, no!
Hearing a man that we knew had been brutally murdered, hearing him throughout that process in the last stages of his life was a difficult thing for all the investigators to digest. But the obvious thing that we're looking for is any evidence of a third person being at this scene. And as they pass underneath the street light, you clearly see that it's two people, not three people, as Coquina Penn described there would have been when they reached this area. When I heard Robert Penn say, "No, baby, no," that solidified to me that the attacker that he was referring to was Coquina Penn.
Nick Barrero is a forensic video analyst. Using special software, he can look at the footage more closely.
There's a variety of tools and software that we use as forensic analysts that are not available to the average detective working on a case. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to magnify the area where these people were running, and then I'm going to enhance the brightness and contrast in that area. Particularly at night when people are moving fast, the camera doesn't have an opportunity to capture a lot of detail. I'm going to go to a frame where these people are visible, where they're running under the light here. To get the most control over these very bright parts of the screen and the darkest parts of the screen, I would use a curves adjustment. And with the curves adjustment, it allows me to adjust the different tonal ranges within the frame. We get a pretty clear view of the action, right? It's two people running, and I've watched this video from beginning to end, and there are no other people, there's no other movement that's visible within this frame that would account for a third person. So the video footage only tells us so much. It's limited in its detail. We can see the general idea of what's happening there, but the real evidence in this clip, I believe, comes from the audio track.
No, baby, no!
I think it's highly unlikely that two people being chased would result in this audio clip where we only really hear one person screaming. We would expect to hear both people doing that if in fact there was a third person involved. With the enhanced version,
No, baby, no!
I think it would be very hard to argue that he's saying anything other than "no, baby, no." As an investigator, I would be looking at this video footage, I would be listening to this audio, and it would be pretty easy to come to the conclusion that there was one person being chased by another person, and the person who was being chased was very familiar with the person chasing them and calling them baby.
Robert Penn's autopsy report also throws doubt on Coquina's account of the night.
One of the most striking things that I learned was that a significant time lapse had occurred between the time that Robert Penn died and law enforcement was alerted to this incident. The time lapse told me that there was a very high likelihood that Coquina Penn was not being honest about the times that she and Robert left the house and the time that this attack occurred.
The coroner's report said the murder happened around 3:13. She had her youngest son call in the murder of his father about 4:45. By that time, the body's cold, rigor mortis was already setting in, so that tells you, why did he lay out there for an hour and a half? What fit with our theory was she used that opportunity to hide evidence, to construct her robbery theory, all sorts of things.
It is reasonable to think that suspects would try to conceal evidence, weapons used in the commission of a crime within their own homes. I remember one of our detectives telling me that the house was very clean and orderly.
Yeah, you inside? Is it not like, like bloody, like she hadn't been cleaning herself up, like...
I looked at the sink. Well, you don't have any blood.
They found bleach in a drain trap underneath the kitchen sink. Who washes their dishes with bleach before they go to bed? There was no reason for there to be bleach in the drain trap of their kitchen sink.
Still searching for Coquina and Robert's missing phones, Steenbergen makes an important discovery.
Here's the Snapchat.
Our patrol staff requested that dispatch ping both phone numbers that were obtained through Coquina and Carl in effort to locate those phones.
So they start pinging those cell phones, and those cell phones are found about 25, 30 miles south towards Mayfield, Kentucky.
Through my investigation, I determined that garbage pickup routes ran every single day in the city of Paducah.
The police department were able to track those cell phones to a landfill in the next county south. I believe that she had thrown away the phones in a trash can. She had thrown away the wallets. She was obviously trying to say, look, this is a robbery. I had nothing to do with it.
When the DNA results from the blood found in Coquina and Robert's home come back from the lab, the last piece of the puzzle finally falls into place.
The lab confirmed that the blood on the kitchen cabinet door was Robert's blood, along with her and Robert's blood found deeper into the house, directly conflicted with her account, which was that she burst through the front door and went straight to Carl's room, which is just inside the front door of the residence, to notify him that your dad is hurt and call 911. Knowing that this Robert's blood found in the kitchen and bleach in the drain trap, it proves that Coquina went deeper into the residence and was cleaning and concealing evidence.
I thought Miss Penn was clever, but not very smart, if it's possible to be those two things.
He's gonna switch your cuffs around.
One of our other investigators recognized that the cuts on Coquina's hands are consistent with injuries sustained by a stabbing attacker rather than a victim. Frequently in a stabbing attack, blood being viscous and sticky, surfaces such as a knife handle become slippery, and it's a common thing that the attacker's hand will slip off of a knife blade and they'll actually cut themselves.
Comparing the carnage that happened to Robert Penn with the one superficial wound to her back, I admire her flexibility in making it. She wasn't smart enough to have a shirt on at the time because there was no corresponding cut in her shirt. Well, okay, here, I was cut too. Well, that was minor compared to what happened to her husband. And that also shows whoever killed Robert Penn wanted to, had it in for Robert Penn. One little stab on her, that's nothing. That's nothing.
Coquina Penn had means, motive, and opportunity to murder Robert Penn.
Kokina is charged with the capital murder of her husband.
Go and put your stuff in his front seat, okay? She was taken to the jail here in McCracken County.
That thing squished my wrist when you hit that bump. I told them I didn't do this. Maybe this will prove it.
Maybe.
Kokina is held behind bars until her trial at McCracken County Courthouse.
The Honorable Judge Tony Kitchen presiding. Please be seated. All chairs are present, Your Honor.
I was going to make sure that she paid for her crime. That's my job. I get paid for being tough.
When you look at Kokina Penn, I will tell you that your first instinct is to think, I can't imagine that this lady could have done what she did to her husband.
The first day, we had submitted a lot of strong evidence to demonstrate motive, the fact that it was premeditated, and the fact that this was not a robbery. We had one more thing that was going to tie it all together. That videotape.
No, baby, no!
The last thing the jury heard on that first day was, no, baby, no. Baby, don't kill me. They heard him screaming for his life.
When we're at the movie theater, we're used to hearing those horrific screams, but we know that those screams are not real. And I don't think that it was lost on anyone in this courtroom, including the jury, that what they were hearing, which is stuff of nightmares, was very, very real.
The evidence I was asked for at trial had to do with my observations about his injuries and the impact of his injuries. When I looked at Kokina, she seemed very distant, very stoic. I never saw her show any kind of emotion in any kind of way, even as I was describing his injuries.
In court, people testified that Robert was a caring, loving, and doting father, that he really loved his wife, that he really loved his kids.
Well, first thing, my dad he was literally my best friend. He was literally my everything. That man, he showed me a lot of things. He's made me a very good man, and I really miss him. I would do anything for my father. It's destroyed me personally. My dad didn't deserve this.
Not the knife that she...
On the third day of the trial, the jury is asked to decide Kokina's fate.
The jury came back unexpectedly fast with a guilty verdict for Kokina.
It took the jury less than an hour. That's unheard of.
I'm not sure that without the doorbell footage that we would have even gotten a conviction.
Home surveillance video footage can be brought into court and it acts as the perfect witness. It doesn't have a memory. It doesn't have a bias. It's not going to be influenced by outside factors. That video, when it comes into court and is presented to a jury, is going to show exactly what it saw at the time of the incident.
20% of households in the United States have some sort of Ring video doorbell system. That's about 23 million households. And what that means is whether you're walking your dog or whether you're killing your husband, there's a good chance that there's a set of eyes that you don't realize that is watching you do it.
Kokina Penn is sentenced to life in prison.
It is a lack of humanity to brutally kill someone in the way she did.
Coquina Penn has never shown any remorse to the consequences affecting her children.
It's hard for most people to wrap their mind around the fact that you have a child whose father has been murdered and whose mother was the murderer.
He's in the road? Yeah. Okay. I don't think he's alive.
I hate that she made him see that. I hate that that's probably the last thing he remembers about his dad. They say time heals all wounds, but that's not true. It's always there. I hope Robert is remembered by everybody knowing how loving he was. How he would have helped anybody. He'd give the shirt off his back. He really would have.